And good evening, everybody. Thank you for attending. This is Scott Lindstrom, and you're hanging out on the Influence Tribe. We have a very special guest tonight. Now, if you are on Facebook at all, you've been seeing the buzz, you've been seeing the videos. People are popping up in your news feeds doing live videos. So we asked somebody that's doing not only live videos, but is crushing it on live. And we wanted to go ahead and bring her on. So we have tonight a very special guest, Miss Valerie Lewis, and she's going to go ahead and talk to us tonight about this thing called Facebook Live. Valerie, how you doing tonight?
Hello, hello. Hey, Scott, how are you? I'm doing great. How are you? How are you, Miguel?
I am exceptional. Fantastic. So, guys, I mean, as Scott was just saying just then, you know, Facebook Live honestly really is the fastest and best way to build your audience for whatever you're doing, for whatever it is that you're doing in your business. Now, Valerie is an extreme pro. If you guys haven't watched any of her live broadcasts, the engagement is off the charts. People love her. Her broadcasts are fantastic. They're amazing. And that's why she's here with us tonight. She is a very valuable person that I feel can actually teach us give us some insight on this brand new platform, this brand new format that is just absolutely crushing it for so many people. If you don't know Valerie, I'm going to invite her to jump out here and share her story a little bit, and then we'll get into some content in Facebook Live. But before I do, I have to let you know, you should be watching this on the influencetribe.com, and if you are, wherever you're watching this at, keep in mind, off to the side, there's a yellow button. You have an opportunity to join this community, to join our community, be a part of the Influence Tribe, and leverage these webinars to help you build your business, to help you become more successful on the internet. So keep that in mind as we move along. We're bringing real valuable people, just like Valerie, out to hang out and share their value, and it's just been phenomenal, folks. We are in momentum at this point, so this is a good time for you to jump in and check it out. With that, I know Scott brought us out. I know he's super pumped. Scott, are you ready to go, my friend?
Dude, let's rock this. Valerie, are you ready?
I'm very ready.
Awesome. Without further ado, I'd love to bring out to you Miss Valerie Lewis, who is an absolute Facebook Live rock star. Valerie, please come out and share some of your amazing content with us this evening. For those that don't know, I mean, definitely share your story too. We'd like to know all about you.
Ooh, okay. Well, again, my name is Valerie Lewis. I have been crowned the queen of Facebook Live. I'm very honored to have that title there. I actually got involved in network marketing just a year and a half ago, give or take a few months. And that first year, out of that year and a half, I was struggling. I did not know what to do. I was trying to just figure it out on my own because I'm thinking, hey, I'm a tough cookie. I'm a smart girl. I can figure this out. No, that has nothing to do with it. I had come from a totally different industry that I had been in my whole adult life, and even spreading out into some of my teen years. I was in the beauty industry for a very long time, and this was nothing like it, right? Network marketing is totally different, whole new ball game. And so when I jumped in, I thought, well, I'm good at sales. Good enough, right? That'll be good enough. That's all I need, you know. People will love me. I'm gonna get out there. Wrong. So got on, and I did have some sales when I got into network marketing. I joined a beauty MLM, and I did have some sales, but it was from people that already knew me from when I was working in salons. It wasn't anything online. I made $0 online that whole first year. And then I finally came across a system that helped me in so very many ways. I got tools, I got training, and I learned how to not just sell, but market. And I think that's a problem that a lot of us have today. Those of us who are struggling, we don't realize they're not one and the same. They're totally different. Because I was always the top seller in whatever salon I was in, no problem. I didn't have a problem with that. But the marketing, I didn't know what I was doing. And then someone, part of the tribe, I reached out to them. I saw them in a video. Wasn't Facebook Live. I don't think that was around yet. But found them on YouTube and reached out to them, and they responded right away. So very good thing about the tribe, Influence Tribe, Victory Tribe, wherever. It's really great that people are so willing to reach back out to you and just be so generous with their help. So just like Scott was saying, you know, and Miguel, if you are looking for something like that, you want to make sure that you plug in, get connected. But anyway, back to my story. Got to talking to this person, and she said to me, you know, did you realize that the people that you did make sales from are people that know you, like you, trust you? And I'm like, oh yeah. So once I finally got that concept, then the next step she led me to was understanding attraction marketing and how it's very easy, and it's very it's just how the law of generosity works, in my opinion. When you give, you will automatically get. And so if you're trying to have your business improve and you're trying to get sales, get signups, the best thing you do is give. You give first, you serve. And I do that with Facebook Live. I came across that, and I must say that I'd say the first 3 to 5 days that I started doing Facebook Live, I was very nervous. I didn't know what to say, what to talk about. I didn't know if anybody was going to watch me. But I did it anyway, because I made a promise. I made a promise to myself that I was going to, you know, jump out there and just do it. And so I did. And those first few days, yeah, nobody watched me. There were no viewers. And I got really nervous about that. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm doing these for nothing. And I remembered 30 days. I promised 30 days I was going to do this no matter what, whether I got viewers or not, signups or not, because I had to learn how to be consistent. And you know what? That first week started to get some viewers. Following week, more viewers, more engagement. And that's how things evolved for me. And then I realized these people who were engaging with me, they were friends. They were friends, Facebook friends, you know. And so I look forward to getting on after, let's say, somewhere in that 7 to 10 day mark. I look forward to getting on there and really engaging with people, getting to connect in real time. You know, this wasn't just messaging back and forth, shoot a message, wait for the response. This was real time. And so I could look out into my audience, and we could connect, and I loved it. So from then on, it was just a piece of cake. It just became a part of what I do. So that's me.
That's awesome. That is, I love that. Everybody has to go through that, right? Doing the thing and nobody's listening, nobody's watching, and you're like, oh my gosh, this might not work. Nobody likes my stuff.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So Valerie, you know, I'm really curious, like, what were some of the tweaks that you made? Or
yeah, great question. I absolutely did.
Hello?
I had to go back and reassess because of the fact that those first few days I was kind of nervous and I didn't know what to say. You know, I'm sure you guys hear it a lot. You know, people come up to you and say, well, I don't know what to talk about. Where do I find content? Like, it just, you know, like, where is it? Like, it's hiding. But honestly, it's everywhere. I had to remember that. I had to remember, and this is key. This is key for everybody. Be your authentic self. I realized that I got nervous because I thought I had to be something different. I had to realize that being a leader was not playing a role. It was just being me, learning how to evolve into that person, but I'm still a person, even though I'm a leader. And that's something that I didn't make the connection with right off, which is probably why I didn't get any viewers. But when I started to get more comfortable just coming out, being me, talking about some of the things that I know so many other people go through, then it was a piece of cake.
So as you're going out there and you're actually just doing this 30-day challenge, what did you begin to find out toward the end?
Ah, okay. Here was the coolest discovery. All right. I discovered that I was so, as day 25 passed, 26, 27, I stopped counting. I think I stopped counting after like day 12. And I realized, oh my gosh, 30 days is approaching. And I think that was like day 28. So my biggest discovery was I was having so much fun with it that it was no longer a challenge. Now it was just part of my daily method of operation, part of my DMO. And I loved it. I fell in love with Facebook Live. So that's something else that's really key. If there's someone that you trust, your mentor, your coach, or what have you, who suggests you try something to build your business, and you say, I'm a little uncomfortable doing that. I don't know. It's not working after 3 days. What's going on? If you do that, remember, again, if you stay consistent, the time goes by like that, and you just may fall in love with the very thing that you were once afraid of. And that's what happened to me. So I'm so glad that I did the challenge, because I wouldn't be where I am right now.
What are some of your biggest takeaways, like for somebody out there that's struggling, that are just brand new with Facebook Live? What would you suggest that they do? Or I guess you could say, what would you tell them that they should do?
Okay. If you are brand new to doing Facebook Live and you are nervous, not sure what to say, think about any questions that you might have had when you first started. Think about any conversations you've had with a sponsor or a mentor. Think about any calls you've ever been on, wake-up calls, or the group calls that you may have with your MLM team. Think about the things that you had questions about, but you were kind of nervous to ask because you thought maybe it was a silly question, those kinds of things. And then just come out and talk about them. And if you feel the nervousness building up, remember this, okay? 1, nobody's actually there. Okay? It's just you and your phone, honestly. So you can just, you sit there, you hold your camera, and another thing that I recommend is that you look right into the lens of the camera. It's very small. Shouldn't really make you nervous. Just look into that instead of looking at yourself and you're like, oh my gosh, do I look okay? Look at that, because it's just like looking into the eyes of a person. Another suggestion is you can picture yourself speaking directly to your best friend in the world that you tell anything to. And imagine that camera lens is that person's eyes, their face. That makes it a lot easier as well. And it helps you to calm down. It helps you to fall back into your authentic self. And talking about the things that, really anything, but including the things that make you feel uncomfortable. When it comes to, those questions you may have had once, you're not the only one that's ever had that question. You're not the only one that's ever thought that thought. And there may be somebody out there just like you who was, they want the answer, but they're scared to ask. So when your video comes along, oh my gosh, it's just such a blessing for somebody to be able to come across. And they're like, yes, I was looking for this. So just keep those things in mind. Don't worry about content, because honestly, it's everywhere. It is everywhere. Every conversation, every webinar. And if you do run out of content, that means that you need to find some more. Meaning you need to plug into a community. You need to be around people who are going to always give you some fresh inspiration every single day. Make sure you're doing something daily, if not weekly, where you're plugged into some new information so that you got something to talk about. So those are pretty much all my tips for somebody that's brand new. That'll really help you. Oh, and please don't do any of these things, okay? Don't worry about the perfect lighting. Don't worry about the perfect mic and sound and all that. Don't worry about that. My best videos where I've gotten the most engagement has come from my phone. My phone. And being outside. I love to go outside. I love to get the fresh air. It's starting to get a little cooler now, but that's really the best lighting, and that's free. You know, even when the sun's not out. Like today was cloudy where I am, but you know, just don't worry about those things. The most important thing is what you have to say. Don't worry about your makeup, your hair, all that. Your message is what's going to help pull somebody out of their mess. Is your message, not your appearance or how you sound or anything like that. So just remember those things too.
So Valerie, I know that you've got a really big following because I see all the comments, likes, and shares. How do you, can you walk us through your DMO for after you do your Facebook Live? Do you post it anywhere? Are you using any tools?
Yes. Should I tell you guys? No. Yeah, I have my little assistants at home just typing away and sharing my videos while I'm live. Okay. So that's really good. If you can, don't wait until you're done with your broadcast. Share them out while you're live. That brings a lot of engagement, a lot more viewers faster than if you share it after you're done with your broadcast. I don't know why, but just do it. It works. And I share them into groups. And you want to make sure you're picking the right groups. So here are the groups that I look for. I look for spam groups. I look for the groups that have people and they're just spending all day just posting their biz op products. Get this. I'm looking for 5 people to join my business because I know that they're probably looking for something more. If they're in that group, yes, they want the signups, they want the leads, they want the sales. But if everybody's doing the same thing, you get lost. You get lost in that whole sea of people. So if you come out there and you do something different, like post your Facebook Live, providing some value, you will get a lot of engagement that way. You will get people coming to you, and you don't have to chase people down. You don't have to beg people. They will come out of the woodwork, sending you messages. Great video. What is it exactly that you do? And it opens up a conversation for you to really build a real relationship before you ever even present your business opportunity or products or what have you. So that's my main secret. I love to share while I'm live.
Valerie, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, good. Awesome. Just making sure. I've been having a little bit of tech trouble here. But I'm really curious, what's your method of giving your call to action and converting your leads from your Facebook Live? Like, what kind of things do you do? Do you say something in particular on your live that maybe people go click the link, or what do you do in that sense to start converting your engagement into leads?
Yes. Well, it depends on what I want them to do. And actually my topics, before I ever go live, I take that into consideration, what my call to action is going to be. Sometimes that right there brings about a great topic to talk about. So for instance, like today, even my subject, I was like, I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to talk about today. What's my topic going to be? And I thought about it. And what I wanted people to do today was to reach out to me and just, you know, instead of struggling through their business and having that burden on their shoulders, to just release it, just let it out. Let me know what was going on so I could see whether or not I could help. And so my call to action was to, you know, message me, let's talk, let's chat. But the topic typically for me depends on, well, it doesn't depend on it, but I take my call to action into consideration. So sometimes I do want people to click a link. Sometimes I'm promoting a webinar, so I want people to go register. And I put my call to action at the end. I know most people should, but some don't. So I'm gonna just put that out there. You should. um, give your value first. Deliver the message first. Let people know that you're concerned about them first, your audience, and making sure that you provide something that's going to help them so that you can leave them better than how you found them, right? So that's the most important thing. And then afterwards, then you put that offer up at the end. You provide the call to action, whatever you want it to be. So it's like having a live funnel, where you have that value there, and then you provide your offer at the end, your call to action, and they'll do it. And they'll do it because if you just sat there and gave free information that actually solved their problem, helped them overcome a challenge, then absolutely they'll be willing to see what else you have to offer. So again, if it's a webinar, awesome, they'll click, they'll register. If it's to message you or leave a comment, they will. Or even if you want to leave a link in there for your primary company, you could do that. Send them to your blog, all kinds of things. But I definitely include a call to action in every single video, and you want to have it strong enough where the person just feels like, I'd be crazy not to. You want to make it an offer that they just can't resist, So that's how I do it.
Very cool. I love that. I absolutely love that. The length. Talk to me about the length. Was it always like I've watched your live streams before. Like I've watched quite a few of them, and I'm like, man, this thing is 27 minutes long. I'm like, wow, like that's a monster live stream. Like I'm gonna have to start taking some speaking classes and like have a list of topics of things and like all this stuff. Like, were they always like that? And like, how did you develop that?
Cool.
A lot of people would want to know because is it better to do longer or shorter?
In my experience, it's been better to do longer videos. I just didn't expect to do them that long. I've had videos where it went the full hour and Facebook actually kicked me out and had to come back on and do like a part 2 and 3 and all that because I had a lot to say, But yeah, when I started off, I was maybe doing, I had heard somewhere that videos should be 4 to 6 minutes. And so I tried to keep it inside of that, and I never could because I talk a lot. So I would have them around 7 or 8, and that'd be good enough for me. I'd be like, okay, cool. But again, being nervous in the beginning, it's like, is time up yet? Because I want to get off. Because you are a little nervous at first, and sometimes you need to have bullet points if that helps you. But I found that the longer you do it, the longer you do a live, the better. Now, if it's a recorded video, I would follow that 4 to 6 minute recommendation because, with it not being live and people don't really get to interact with you, they're just seeing what you have to say. You want to keep it brief to hold their attention span. So yeah, I try to keep it under 5 minutes. But lives, you can get more engagement that way because the longer you're on, the more time you have for your friends to be able to see you and notice, hey, Val's on, let me click and see. So for a lot of people, if they were to do under 10 minutes, sometimes it takes 10 minutes just to scroll through or to check your notifications. It may take a while, and that person would have just missed you. So yeah, the longer you can talk, the better. You don't want to ramble. But if you get into talking about things that you're passionate about, you shouldn't really have that problem. It keep you fired up. Plus the engagement helps to keep the conversation going. There was something else I was going to say. Oh yeah, well, that was it. The more people come on, you can stop, take a second to greet, the next wave of people that come in. And you can start to converse with them. So that's something I love about Facebook Live. I don't do as many recorded videos anymore because I just love the fact that I can have a conversation with people. They'll type in their questions or their comments, and then we'll go on. I try to stay on topic because sometimes people will put in a comment and it takes you on a whole nother, takes you off on a tangent. But the best thing that I would recommend is just to stay on as long as you can. The longer, the better. Plus, when you share, it takes you some time anyway just to share your video out as much as you possibly can to as many groups or some people have it where they can share onto other platforms besides Facebook as well. So the more, the merrier, and the longer, the better. So
I was just going to ask, are you sharing simultaneously to different platforms?
I'm not yet because I just heard about it. I'm going to really soon, and I'm gonna see just how much more that like explodes my business. Because like I said, I love to be able to engage with the people, and that's something else. You remember that, you know, especially on Facebook, when you're talking, yeah, you'll have lots of new people watching, but mostly the people who are commenting are your friends anyway. They're already friends of yours. And so you're going to have fun. Like, that's the best thing about this business. Love it so much because I get to relax at home. I'm here with my kids. Plus, I'm having fun. I have fun when I get on and I do the videos and I'm talking to friends and I can speak to everybody at one time, whoever hops on. So it's the best. Who doesn't want to do this?
I'm kind of curious, has doing the Facebook Lives really had an impact in your warm market? Like, even like offline people that you know, or like, have you become like a pseudo rock star?
I like that. Actually, yes. Because here's what's funny. I'm not going to say who this was, but I had a close family member of mine when I first got into network marketing said, oh, so what are you doing now? I hear you're working from home. How are you doing that? Because they knew I was in the beauty business. And I said, well, I'm in a whole nother industry. And I explained I'm in network marketing. Network marketing? Like, you know, that pyramid stuff, that, well, I don't know about that. Sounds like a scam. You might want to get out of that. Who told you to get in that? And I'm like, oh my gosh, you just don't understand, right? I did not try to explain. I was just like, okay, I respect your opinion. Thanks. Right? Now, that was in the beginning. But lately, those past few months, when I found that system and I became part of a tribe, right? And I was learning every day how to be a marketer. I wanted to make professional money. I had to learn how to become a professional. So with all of that and learning how to do these things, when I started getting my signups, when I started having people from my warm market who first said no come back and say yes, when I started getting awards, suddenly it was like, oh, so you work from home and you do that network marketing like it was it was totally different, a totally different response now. But I didn't go around like, ha, I told you so. It was more like, yes, this is what I feel like my calling is. It's for me to help enlighten people and bring hope to people, to let them see that you can think outside of the box and it can be very rewarding if you do. You know, everybody, I hear people say, well, I don't know about being an entrepreneur, owning my business. That's not for everyone. And you know what? It's not for anyone that doesn't believe they can do it. Right? That's first and foremost. But also being an employee isn't for everyone. And it certainly wasn't for me. Okay. I was an employee once for like a year in my whole life. My whole life. I was an entrepreneur when I was 12. Okay. So for me, that just didn't fit. I was not fulfilled in my life. So to be able to show people that maybe you're like me, maybe that wasn't a fit for you. Maybe you weren't happy doing what everybody said you should be doing and following the crowd. You were designed to stand out. And maybe this is the way that you can do it and find some a better way of life, a better lifestyle, be happier, more fulfilled, maybe this is it for you too, because it definitely is for me. So that was the exciting part of seeing that transformation. But yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it from, but I never would have seen it if I hadn't stayed consistent. And that is very key. You want to, if you're going to start doing Facebook Lives, if you're going to start doing anything where you're promoting your business online, you want to be consistent with it. And that's the way that you'll start to get some results.
I was just going to ask, speaking of consistency, is there a specific time each day that you're doing your lives, or do you just do it when you're inspirational at the moment?
Well, Scott, let me tell you. Here's the thing. I got so used to throwing out an alarm clock that I really don't like to pay attention to time. I don't know how that sounds, but I'm going somewhere with this, so stay with me. I did hear from a good friend of mine, Ryan McMorris, that you should have a specific time. Keisha Bass, another great friend of mine, love her. She was saying that you should test out times to see which one works best for you and the audience that you have, right? So I did both. So now I do have a set time every day that you're guaranteed to see me. And I do 12 noon. But I also, that's that one time that you're guaranteed to see me at that time consistently every day. But then I also come on throughout the day when I am inspired. So I get to have the best of both. Because we got to remember on Facebook, this is global. So I've had a sign up before. One of my first overseas sign up, she was in the UK. And I think I did mine at like 3. So it was about 5. I think, yeah, I did mine around 3 or 4. So it was about 5 hours. It'd be 8 or 9 for her. And she was like, I don't know how I came across your video, but I found it, and I can totally, relate to what you had to say, and I'd love to know more. So with that in mind, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going out every day at a different time. There's always somebody on. So I've been on at 2 a.m. and gotten engagement. I've been on at 12 noon. I've been on at 9. I've been on at 6, So that would be my suggestion for you, for anybody who's watching, would be to definitely test out some times, but allow yourself to be consistent, allow yourself to have a bit of an anchor so that you're not all over the place, and that you don't let yourself procrastinate. Give yourself a set time, because now that I know, okay, I know at 12 o'clock I've got to be on. I owe it to my audience to be on. I owe it to the people who are new, who are going to come on today. If I'm not there, they missed out on their blessing. I can't do that. I can't. So yeah, I got a set time, and I'm on whenever I'm inspired. If I see something awesome, if I have a really cool conversation, if I get frustrated, I mean, there've been Facebook Lives when I've cried. I've cried on Facebook Live. I've cried tears of sadness, tears of frustration, tears of joy. I've cried. So rain everywhere. But yeah, and I like to do that because it shows the realness of being an entrepreneur, working from home, network marketing. But honestly, just any business owner goes through any of that. You have days where you're having a fantastic day. You got days where you want to pull all your hair out. You got days where you are PO'd, So I like to show that too on occasion, because I don't want everybody to think that, if you jump into network marketing, you're just gonna, with the pina colada every day. That's just not how it is. This takes work, but it's so worth it. So yeah, that answers your question.
Awesome. I love that. How many times do you average a day?
Yeah.
I mean, I've got my young person here, so he might say hello. Oh, he's hanging out with me this evening. Hello. Friday nights. I don't know how many hangouts we've done where I've literally had
Hi.
Like my son just sits here and plays while I'm online talking to all kinds of people. But so he says hi occasionally. So just so you guys know.
Cute
So
as
I
a
was gonna
button.
ask how many, and he has a book for us all.
I like books. Don't get me started on books, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi.
On average, I do 3 to 5 times a day on average. Let me put out a disclaimer though, okay? I do this full time. I don't expect people who are doing this part time, you know, while they're working their way towards being able to do it full time. I don't expect anybody to come on that many times. I really don't. Once, twice, well, anywhere from 1 to 3 times is fine if you're doing them daily. But I like to hang out with my friends. So I come out and I'll talk about things. Now this past week, things have been kind of crazy. And so I've had to do 1 or 2 a day, but on average I do 3 to 5. I've done as many as like 9 or 10 in a day. And it's just based on what I feel just needs to be put out there, because I don't like to put it off to the next day. If I feel inspired to talk about it, it's probably because there's somebody somewhere who's been waiting to hear that message. And so I don't put it off. I just come out and I talk about it right away. So that's typically what I do. But yeah, 3 to 5.
That is awesome. I mean, I just want to point something out. Valerie, I love your point of view on this particular topic. If anybody watching, if you could take one thing away from this, it is that point. You're going out there to hang out with your friends and have fun. That is huge. If anybody get that point, folks. Like Valerie has said that probably 3 or 4 times now already, and it's a really, really valid thing. I just want to make sure that you caught that, you got it, and you do it, because that's a major, major, major thing to creating that know, like, and trust factor that's going to propel your business forward. So thank you for saying that. I mean, I love how much passion you have around this topic as well. It's very, very awesome.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, and that's what it's all about. If you're feeling uncomfortable and you're feeling like, you know, it's strangers watching you, it's probably because they are. You know, reassess who you're friends with on Facebook. Let some people go. You're gonna get more. It's like, how many people are on Facebook? How many millions of people? I forgot, but I mean, there's so many more people. If you're not feeling comfortable, or if you don't even know who's on your friends list, go back, reassess, because those algorithms will get you. I've had people that I've coached, and I'm like, they come to me and they're like, well, I've done Facebook Lives and nobody seems to be watching. And I'm like, well, how many friends do you have? And they're like, well, a couple hundred. And I'm like, okay, well, there you go. That's one thing. So you've got to keep those things in mind, that Facebook is a business too. So you're trying to run your business using their business, Facebook. You got to pay attention to that. So it's the business of friendship. It's the business of seeing whether or not you're providing value to their customers, which is anybody on Facebook. And when you go out there, if you're feeling uncomfortable, maybe you're talking to strangers, and maybe you need to bring in some more friends, connect with people, talk to people, build a relationship with people. And then when you're doing your Facebook Lives, you'll feel a lot more comfortable because you know who you're talking to. I have my settings on Facebook where the only people that can comment or tag me in something is a friend. So I'm very selective about my friends. And that way you don't have like some odd comment out of the blue. You can kind of help filter that by having that setting in there until, you know, you feel comfortable enough to make it all the way open. I don't even know if I'm ever going to do that. I don't know yet, but it just makes it easier for me, because I tried to create a space on my page where you can feel at home, where you can feel unjudged, where you can feel nothing but positive vibes coming. And that's another reason why I only allow comments in from my friends, because I know that my friends are those types of people. And that's why it's so much fun to get on Facebook Live. If you're getting on and you're getting negative feedback, and because people can be cruel, yeah, so block them. Only allow your friends to comment, and just let people know, hey, if we're not friends on Facebook, you can send me a friend request. I'll accept that, once we connect. You can always send me a message, because for me, I check all my inboxes on Facebook so I don't miss anyone. All that stuff. There's so many different ways to work Facebook, so that you can make it fun. It's supposed to be a positive experience. We got too much negative stuff going on in the world anyway. So why not have a safe haven for yourself and your friends when they come on? And one more thing about that. I'm gonna get a little Brian finale-ish. Okay. To keep it as simple as possible, yes. Facebook Live for me is all about getting to hang out with my friends, have a good time, provide some value to them. Like I said, leave them better than I found them for the day, right? Every day. But if you take it a step just a little deeper, right? Why do we have friends in the first place? Right? It's something about us as human beings that we all like to have. We all like to have a connection with another person. We like to find people that we have things in common with. It makes our lives more fulfilled. And for me to be able to do that, and not just make you feel better throughout your day, but to be able to give you something that could possibly change your whole life, that means a lot to me too. And that's one of the things that keeps me going, that keeps me consistent. And I kind of touched on this, but I can't not go on every day. I can't not do it, because I know that I have a lot of things to offer. I know that I have so much value to share with people, that I just feel really stingy if I don't come out and do a video at least once a day. More than just making you laugh or making you smile when I come on. I'd love to. That's what my call to action is about, is to bring something to you that's going to help to change your life. If you want it, if you've been watching me for a while, you like me enough, you trust me enough, you'll click it, you'll do the call to action. And I mean, like that possibility alone just makes me feel like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to click the go live button. I got to click it right now, because knowing somebody's going to see what I say, and a light bulb is going to come on, and it's just going to pop up for them. And then I'm like, yeah, I need to at least check it out. Right. And knowing that maybe 3 months from now, 6 months, a year from now, that person could have such a different life, because you never know who's watching. You never know when there's somebody that could have been watching you that was like this close to giving up on everything and just totally walking away from it and just beating themselves up and just being like, I guess I'm just meant to not be happy or to not have life the way I always thought. And then you can come out and do a video, and it totally brings them some hope and gives them some strength to be able to keep pushing forward. The thought of that keeps me fueled. And I'm just like, oh, so just as much as I love to do it, I love the idea of the fact that we all as human beings are all like interconnected, and we can all provide some goodness out there, something that's going to be positive, that can actually literally change somebody else's life. That's my favorite part of all of this. So, yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. That hits the point right there. I mean, folks, if you have a chance to ever look at any of Valerie's Facebook lives, by all means, there's a notification at the end of that live. Click the button. Make sure you follow this lady. Now, what are some of the people that inspire you or that you have following that are just literally like the people that you look up to right now?
Oh my gosh, this is such a long list. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. Oh, where do I start? I need like a males list and a females list, and then I need like, okay. Um, well, off the top of my head, I love Brian Finale, Lisa Torres, Ray Higdon, Keisha Bass, Zach Shahid. Oh, Ed Zimbardi. I love Ed Zimbardi. Like, and these people that I'm mentioning, they are like, whoo, like mega stars in the industry. And I've had the opportunity to meet them all in person and sit down and have real, heart to heart conversations, mastermind with them. And they give me such inspiration. I've learned so much from each and every one of them. I can't even begin to tell you all of the value that they've given to me. And I can say from each and every one of them, I have stepped into a better version of myself after each conversation. They always see things in me that I had not seen until after speaking with them. And I just find that amazing. I'm a part of so much within our entrepreneurial community that if you'd have told me I'd be doing this 6 months ago, I would laugh. Be like, sure, yeah, okay. And just to see that all happen in such a small amount of time is just, it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. I really, after my first year, struggling for that whole year, I was like, let me rethink this. I don't know. But to have it the way that I envisioned it from the beginning, to be able to be home with my two kids. I got a teen and a tween. Whoa. And so to be able to have that quality time with them, to be able to travel when I want to be able to just sit back from home and be in the comfort and the safety of my home, reduce the cost of a whole bunch of stuff, gas and all that, just there's so many wonderful things about it. And it comes from getting the inspiration from these people that I look up to. Even the person that first introduced me into network marketing, we don't more. I think she went and did another company, but I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful because if somebody offers you an opportunity, that person, I believe, I know some people are out there and they're just like, look, I just want to sell. You want to sign up? But I believe that the majority of people that offer you their business opportunity thinks highly of you. And they see something in you. There's some potential inside there that they can see, that they want to offer this to you and just let you run with it because they know that you can. So to have come across not one, not two, but like dozens of fantastic leaders in the industry who are totally unbiased because they don't even care if you're in their business or not, right? They don't care about pitching their business to you. They don't care about saying I'm up here and you're down there, because it's not about that. And to be able to experience sitting with them, masterminding with them, learning from them, soaking in all of the knowledge and the wisdom that they have, it has been amazing. And I can't wait to have it keep going. And in this little bit of time, I've had people come to me and say those same things. And I'm just floored. I'm like, oh my gosh, there are people who are looking up to me, really. It's an amazing feeling. And honestly, it's a great thing because I'm not trying to be someone else. I'm not faking it till I make it. I'm just being my authentic self. I'm just being me. And like I talked about yesterday about being a lighthouse, I just let my light shine and allow people to come to me if they want to. I don't chase. I don't convince. I just, hey, it's me. It's Val. Do you want to Hey, one chat? No? Okay. But that's how I do things. And who knew that just being yourself could impact other people so much, and also be able to generate an income and a lifestyle for you that you can, I mean, I had never seen life from these eyes before. This perspective that I'm living in now is just awesome. It's amazing. So I'm so glad that I've had so many different influences on me, so many people to look up to. Isn't that great to have so many people? It's like, well, who can I talk about today? And then to also learn how to become that for someone else is, I don't have words.
That is amazing. I absolutely love that. I'm a fan. Valerie, you are fantastic.
Oh, thank
Very
you.
powerful. This entire hangout was incredible. I'm super excited to see what's coming down the pipe for you next. I know there's big things on your plate moving forward, and I'm so happy we were able to take this time with you this evening and interview you and ask you, what you're actually doing, so other people can get a clear view of what success looks like. So that's fantastic. We're right about an hour right now, so we're gonna definitely finish up here. But thank you so much again for coming out and sharing. This is an extremely powerful hangout. Thank you for taking the time. For anybody else who is watching, Valerie, where can people connect with you at? Where can they connect with you at further? What's the best place?
Hello, Facebook. No, actually, Facebook, obviously you can find me there. But if you want to find my home base, my online intergalactic home, it's at the Valerie Lewis, TheValerieLewis.com. I'm doing some things behind the scenes right now with my website. You guys are going to be amazed. It's going to be fantastic. So the whole new site should be up and running this weekend, as soon as Sunday. So a lot of fresh new things. If you go on there tonight, it's not going to look the same in about 2 days. So I'm really excited about that. And let me just say really quickly before we go, Miguel, Scott, thank you so very much for having me on. Thank you guys for the work that you're doing. This hangout right here is golden. It's so, for people to be able to provide something like this, to have this type of platform where people can come and view it and it's free, you just want to give this. That is the kind of heart that I'm talking about, where we can build, we can grow, and we can sleep at night doing it. There are lots of wealthy people. Not everybody can sleep at night doing what they do. We can. And it's a blessing, and it's exciting and amazing every day to be able to get up and do what we do. And I just want to applaud you, but I also want to thank you. I have so much gratitude for the two of you for having me on and for doing these hangouts. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We work hard on them, and we absolutely appreciate it. So thank you for coming out. That's going to be it for us tonight, folks. Thank you so much for watching. This has been an exceptionally phenomenal hangout. Thanks again to Valerie Lewis for coming out. As always, Scott, a week, we're rocking it. We are the Influence Tribe. And I got to tell you, the leaders, the people that Valerie mentioned earlier, they're all part of one community. There's one community on the internet right now that has these leaders, that is attracting leaders inside the space, on the internet, and everywhere else. This is the fastest growing and most thriving community on the internet, flat, right now. You have an opportunity right now to take a $10 test drive. It's all it's going to cost you. There's a yellow button off to the side. I hope I'm pointing the right way, but I can't see the side. Go click that button and start your journey. Become a part of this group. Become a part of this platform that is changing people's lives on a daily basis. If you're struggling, if this feels hard, just stop. Stop struggling. Stop making it so hard. Take some action. Move with the right people that are going to drive you in the right direction and take you further in your life and in your business. That's all I got to say about that. We will see you on the inside. Coming up next week, we have another amazing leader going to come out and share some awesome value. So stay tuned for that, and look forward to seeing you around. Gotta go. Bye.